Behind the Counter is sponsored by
Hover.com. Domain names made simple. Go to gfq.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. And by Stitcher Radio. Listen on the go via the Stitcher mobile app. For more information, go to stitcher.com/GFQ.
Hello and welcome everyone to another fantastic episode of Behind the Counter. I'm your host, Rich Stambolian, and with me as always is Jonathan Adler.
The Worst Nightmare.
Jonathan Bane Adler.
Yes. Fire rising. I got really good at that.
Did you?
We go in the shower every day and putting a towel over and doing that. I've been inside your mother all day.
I expect one of us in the wreckage.
Oh.
I was going to give you a James Bond intro.
Oh.
But,
You know the new James Bond trailer?
yes.
Badass.
Yeah.
With Javier Bardem, his weird hair?
I think it's going to be as good as Casino Royale.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good movie.
Do you think this is it for him? Is this going to be his swan song?
Nope.
No, I hope not, man.
No, I think he's going to be around for the foreseeable future.
I want 10 more. Who are you going to replace him with? Beckham?
Oh, God. The British national treasure.
He's on a boat, everybody. He's on a boat.
That sucks. I do not see the appeal.
That was actually.
I'm also not a female, so.
That's actually a big dildo that he uses to bang all the hot models.
Oh, the models. I don't know what voice that was.
He's like a reverse James Bond, where his factory makes him just like sex objects that can turn into cool boats and cars.
More sex with other robot things.
So the Olympics have nothing to do with comic books, but
But it could be.
It could be.
It would be great if it was.
Olympic comic book reading.
Yeah, I would like to see some comic book characters compete against Game of Thrones characters.
Cross it over. You throw some Doctor Who in there too?
I would throw some Doctor Who in there.
Yeah.
I would see like what they call the thing? The
sonic screwdriver?
it's no Winter Olympics where they brush the ice. And
Mike,
come on now. I'm doing the pantomime.
I keep wanting, you know what, in my head.
Not shuffleboard.
No.
Screwdriving.
No, not screwdriving.
Shoemakering.
No. Oh man.
Curling. Thank you.
Curling.
Thank you, GFQ viewer.
Curling.
I want to see curling with Daleks.
Whenever that'd be awesome.
See how long it took me to get to that joke?
That was good. Whenever I see curling, I immediately, for some reason, I think it's called tough enoughing.
It's definitely not tough enough.
It's like,
look at him, tough enough.
That guy's tough enoughing right now.
Tough enoughing.
Woo!
Tough
It looks like work.
Tough enoughing sounds like a way to package steroids in muffins. For the most part.
You tough enoughing again?
Ooh, tough enougins. Delicious.
Then they smuggle steroids into prison.
Am I tough enough, bro? Am I tough enough? In a book.
I'm gonna shank you. So what's up, man?
Better yet, what's up with you?
Nothing. You know. I ain't bounce it back. Like that is the worst. That's you guys want to know about terrible banter? That's an example of terrible banter. Nothing, man. It's hot. I had a little bit of an irritating day today, but Tell me about your
irritating.
I'd rather not. I'd rather
on air.
I've
learned through all the therapy I go through that just letting it out is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
It's letting the demon out of the closets and then
what?
Shoving that back in with a padlock.
It's a good idea. But sometimes I stuff it down and I choke it down and it comes out like really weird ways.
Out of your butt?
Yeah.
Where? How does it come out in a weird way?
It comes out in my eyes. Just, I don't know.
It comes out in night terrors.
I can't do this.
Purge the purge.
Thank you, GFQ viewer. I think is there a 4 in there?
Thank you, people we know.
I can't
in real
see.
life, probably.
Is this people we know? 1146 and
they never answer. What are you doing?
146.
Get this man away from me!
I can't read.
Get your hands off me!
I can't read today. John's getting accosted.
Get your hands off me!
He's looking for your tough enough. You guys got to get jacked up on those tough enough.
I will not be touched.
All right, viewers. Let's friggin' rock. Cool teacher. Who's cool teacher?
Oh, come on. Who would be cool teacher? Who would identify himself as cool teacher?
No, someone you know.
Oh yeah.
Really?
No, I know the person.
I'm gonna tell his address online.
We're here to talk about comic books once again. We're going to touch on a lot of things today, and also not even to start the show, but this is going to be my my 2-word answer to this. It's been 1 year since DC relaunched.
I thought you said like we had an anniversary or something coming up.
No, that's it.
That's it.
Who cares?
It's been 1 year, just about, right? 12. Yeah. They hit the 12 issues this Wednesday.
Yeah, 12 issue of Action Comics.
12 issues, a full year of nothing but mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
except for Batman
and Green Lantern to a degree. But I was talking about this earlier. You'd think, because it's weird, because they've shoveled a lot of stuff together and kind of forced a lot of stuff on us and reboots and everything. But we're still dealing with the fact that nothing has changed in Batman for the most part. Nothing's changed in the Green Lantern world, because those are the 2 most successful comics that were coming out in DC.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that encourage them to do really awesome stuff with their history instead of starting from scratch?
Nope.
And also, as this gives me the nosebleed, Batman, we talked about the timeline before.
Yeah.
That everything has been taking place within a 5-year span. That we've gone through the Broken Bat, his entire past, multiple Robins, like 3 or 4 Robins, all in the course of 5 years.
Through the ringer. Green
Lantern gets even more, where I'm going to have an aneurysm.
Oh, my God, yeah.
You've had Blackest Night, Emerald Dawn, 1 and 2, Emerald Twilight, the Parallax Agenda stuff,
Rebirth, Spectre.
All of it, 5 years. Those
Smashed
are
in.
5 terrible years for people.
Yeah.
And I'll talk a little bit more about Green Lantern during the news section.
Yeah. A lot of like for me, the DC relaunch after 1 year has been like, there's a movie theater up the block that has just been showing the same 2 movies over and over again, and not even good movies. One, it's Dude, Where's My Car, and like Aqua Dragon versus like Big Dragon on like Sci-Fi or something like that.
I would see Aqua Dragon versus Big Dragon in a second. Show it to me. Tell me about this movie, Rich.
I'm gonna pitch it to you.
Pitch it to me.
Aqua Dragon's a dragon that lives underwater and he's really friendly.
Right.
And Big Dragon is actually a guy.
He's a Puerto Rican with a tattoo on his back.
Exactly. And he runs the syndicate that's trying to build a dock over Aqua Dragon's home. And Aqua Dragon. That's it. It's my cue. Kill it.
I like it.
Kill it.
I like it.
All right.
That wasn't a kill it. That was me being really attentive to your story about Aqua Dragon.
When you're really into it, do you slurp on an almost empty beverages?
Yes. I actually try and rummage through my house and look for empty beverages that I can search for whatever leftover liquid is not completely dried out.
That'd be a good bit if we had just a guy who's prepared to snark, and he just has like an inch left of every drink in his house.
That's when we started broadcasting from Brooklyn. Hey-o. Screw you, Brooklyn.
Hipsters suck, bro. I'm not looking off screen.
Looking at your mother. That's what he's looking at.
There you go. Listen to John. It's going to be one of those nights. I'm not looking off screen. I'm actually looking right at John, but the way the cameras are set up, I'm looking not at John. I'm checking out what's going on the left side of your computer screen.
Yes.
So if you want to put like a cool picture on the left side of your computer screen and pretend I'm looking at it, that's fine with me. And take a picture of it and then send it to us.
That would make sense if we were on opposite sides. That would make a little sense. I never thought about that.
Can you flip it? Can you flip me?
Flip me.
Like, can you flip the image? Not put me on the other side, but flip the image so it looks like I'm talking to him.
No.
No?
Too difficult.
You don't have that capability?
No.
What do you think? I'm some sort of magician?
You look like one.
I'm sure it's just a button. Like Blackwell.
There you go. How about that?
Thank you, Mandrake.
I'm cool with doing 2 Johns.
Yeah.
Him talking to a mysterious
Never forget.
Oh boy. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna. Does this look better, guys?
No, go back to 2 Johns.
Go back to 2
But
Johns.
give the other John Rich's voice.
Give me.
Now reverse me.
Reverse it. We're putting him. He's like, I thought switching you guys to be the Thursday would be a lot easier on me.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Get a hold of the half hour of abuse.
Yeah. So.
Thank you, Claude.
So comic books.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about comic books.
What do we got?
We're slowly not becoming a comic book show.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please.
What was the big thing? You were like, I got a surprise for you.
Oh, it's gonna be. They've made a series of announcements at Marvel all week. Every day they've been doing a little teaser where they say like, worthy, and it's a black background. And they tell you the creative team that's now taking over once Marvel does this new relaunch in October. So I'll get to the actual thing that's going to surprise you.
I did catch the Mark Waid, Greg Land thing that said like indestructible or something.
Yeah, so there's a few of them. If I could just pull it up. Yeah, Mark Waid, Lionel Yu is doing indestructible, which is going to be Hulk. It's more likely going to be called the Indestructible Hulk. Rolls off the tongue. They had. Why are you running so slowly? Shout out to John Schroeder. They had Worthy, which is going to be the obviously the Thor, the Worthy Thor. Jason Aaron and Esad Ribic.
Great.
We've got. Your internet sucks. Invincible, which is going to be Iron Man, obviously. Kieran Gillen, Greg Land.
Yep.
And this is the one that's going to make you your tits pop out. You personally.
Wow.
Brian Posehn and Tony Moore doing Deadpool.
Really? I'll check it out.
I would definitely check that out.
I'll check it out.
Who's Jerry Duggan with a G?
He's a comedy writer.
They're both writing Deadpool together.
I saw there was a tweet that Remender put out before that was like,
check it out,
like a joke on Tony Moore. Where he was like, "Hey, this guy's got to stick to drawing zombies at a con." But that dude's a comedy writer, and Posehn's obviously a giant, and he's
not a human.
He's a frost giant.
Not a man.
And yes, Doctor Who is in Thor 2.
Yeah, we're getting to the news, buddy.
We're
getting to it.
Is that Bobby?
I don't
know. Yeah, Brian Posehn is a giant.
He's the of the Sasquatch variety.
He is.
The Yeti.
He reminds he would be
Yeto.
an awesome Ulick, I think.
Yes, he would.
And I thought that's who Eccleston was going to play in Thor 2, but he's
playing
like some dude from the Walt Simonson run,
the part that I didn't read.
Who's the Lord of Svartalheim?
Thank you.
Where the Dark Elves come from.
Thank you, Metal Fan number one.
Yep. Saved me last week, saves me this week.
I don't even bother going near those things.
So he's like the leader of the Dark Elves.
Yeah, he originally was supposed to be Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen?
Mads Mikkelsen. The bad guy from the first Bond, from Casino Royale.
Oh.
Played One Eye in Valhalla Rising.
Le Chiffre.
Le Chiffre.
Yeah.
Le Chiffre.
Yeah.
He's not a basketball player. It's Le Chiffre.
Yeah. Le Chiffre. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's been kind of a slow news week.
There was been another. Oh, we also have. They finally announced that they're doing a new Green Lantern character.
Oh yeah.
Because I was thinking about this the other day too. Actually, today, not even just the other day, but all day today. That they've got 4 Earthbound Green Lanterns running around.
Yeah.
Right. We got Al. We got Kyle.
Boom.
Guy Gardner and John Stewart, the black one. All from America.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little weird that they never even bother going anywhere else for it?
Yes and no.
All right. If your patriotism is going to leak out your system.
That's exactly it. That's the no, because it was written at a certain time, certain time period. The yes, because it is a little weird.
It's a little weird,
and they're all from like
same area. They're all from like a Coast City area for the most part.
Yeah,
I think Kyle may be the only one that was.
Kyle's from New York.
He's from New York.
Yeah,
that's when they started realizing there's a New York in DC universe.
And not Gotham.
Yeah, because Gotham is New Jersey.
Yeah. I never, that really never sat well with me.
And it doesn't sit well with me at all.
You know what's weird?
It's giving New Jersey too much credit, also.
With Gotham, Metropolis, and New York, I feel like it's all the same city. It's like the 3 versions of the same city.
Yeah.
And they're all on the East Coast.
Well, they were really trying to push that Metropolis is Chicago for the most part.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that. Because there's nothing else going on in Chicago.
No.
Except for shooting Batman.
Yeah.
Not with a gun. Then film with a camera.
And deep dish pizza. Ooh, good save.
I didn't even know I was going that direction until you said it. So anyway, this new dude is a dark fellow. We don't know if he's black or Arab or what's going on, but his name is Baz, which is Arabic for falcon.
Right.
And he carries a gun.
Okay.
In case his battery runs out on his ring.
That's kind of smart.
But also, Rick Johnson at Bleeding Cool brought up that Baz is also short for Barry.
In
so
England, yeah.
Barry the Green Lantern. It sounds just awesome.
Yeah. But like he has kind of like a luchador mask.
Yes.
Which is like something they've never done before.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what, like whatever, introducing as long as the character is awesome, I feel like there should be no controversy. If he was a piece of crap, like kind of like why they did it, they threw him in there for certain like political reasons or whatever, then thumbs down all the way, but who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I think the character actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's obviously done by like Ivan Reis or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't say I never call him Ivan.
Ivan.
Oh, you want me to give him the seat? All right. Come on, doggy.
Go to Jonathan.
Come on.
And
Come on.
And our first guest is
Mel Blanc.
Andrew.
Mel Torme. All the Mels are coming in tonight. Now you're gonna leave? Asshole.
Wow. Jerk. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Baz
the Green Lantern. It's gonna be part of the upcoming Third Army crossover in the Green Lantern books, which is basically again the Guardians decide that human beings are not, or living human beings or living people altogether, regardless of the alien race, are not good Green Lanterns. We need self-serving robots that are probably gonna go crazy and murder people.
They'll never learn. Those Guardians will never ever learn.
They are the biggest dicks in all of history.
It's true.
They are just constantly, and I don't know who is left to defend the Guardians at this point. To like, oh no, they got our best interest in heart. No, they are horrible, self-serving douchebags.
What's interesting is that the Guardians are arguably the quote unquote the biggest threat to the DC universe.
Every time.
But nobody else does anything about it.
No.
Like there's no like Rand Andegar stuff, no like Superman's not flying in there and he's like, stop doing it,
exactly.
Blue dudes.
You never see anyone intervening except for like, Hal Jordan getting fired for the 100th time, or Sinestro saying like he's the one saying like, don't trust those blue dudes.
Yeah.
They made the dead rise. Don't worry about them.
Oh, they have a hidden agenda.
What are you talking about, dude?
Like Sinestro's the conspiracy theorist of the Green Lanterns. But it's that and Batman have been like two of DC's best books. If you haven't been watching the show,
just Batman, not Detective Comics, not Dark Knight.
Yeah. Didn't you get accosted the other day about like how awesome Detective Comics was?
Yeah. Yeah, someone asked me the other day in passing, I told them I do the show, and they're like, oh, it's like, you following the New 52? And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately. It sucks. He's like, oh, yeah? I'm like, yeah, the Batman stuff is really good. He's like, oh, what do you like better, Detective Comics or Dark Knight? I'm like, what are you doing? Are you having the same conversation I'm having, or are you reading the same crap? He's like, I said, Batman's like the best one by Scott Snyder, which is like not even an argument.
No.
It's like critical commercial success.
Mm-hmm.
The passing by guy who's just picking up 3 comic books and he's like, what do I want? He's like, oh, Batman.
Looks cool.
Detective Comics is a piece of garbage about losing people's faces and fire people. And Dark Knight, I don't even know what's going on in that book.
Yeah, I haven't read it since like issue 1.
Now it's about people's mouths getting sewed up.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Greg Herbert's took over. He's actually a good writer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still...
You know what else the New 52 means to me? It means that I have about a year's worth of DC Comics that I got to catch up on.
And if you take the 5 and the 2 and put them together, 2 numbers, know what they become?
No.
A nuclear cloud.
Really?
Or a Space Invader.
Really?
Either way.
That's did you cut them out?
No, I watched Breaking Bad. They did the same exact thing.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah. Watch Breaking Bad, AMC on Sunday
nights. That works for AMC now. Side Giggy is actually works on Breaking Bad,
as they call in the industry, Side Giggy.
So, I like it. Turn that gas on, Andrew. So what else we got to cover as far as news goes?
I think that's about it. Let me take a quick scan of my my news box.
Check that news feed, man.
They're banning Venom cosplay pictures all over the internet.
Why?
Because there's boobs in them.
Oh.
It's like it's a naked lady covered in stuff.
Okay.
In black stuff.
Whatever.
Noah's totally under the wire that came out last week that nobody read and nobody's talking about, but I picked up.
That awesome Batman hardcover? The trade?
Which one?
There's like a new trade that came out by like these dudes who made it like kind of like a post-industrial Batman.
No, I didn't know anything
just read about it today.
No.
Totally under the wire.
Inform me.
Yeah,
put it in my news box.
Yeah, I will. I totally forgot. I saw it on Comics Alliance, and they were like, nobody knew this came out, but it came out like last week. I can't even tell you who wrote it. It's like the blurb. I read the blurb, and it was like a picture of it. Looked like a really old school drawing of him jumping off a roof, and the whole book is like that. And apparently, it's incredible.
Well, how about that?
And it's funny too because we were talking about that last week about if we were gonna ever see any kind of like Elseworldsy type things, and there you go.
And they don't even promote it.
Yeah, that like just kind of popped up under the radar.
Wow.
What's up? My Take Radio, Rich.
What I was gonna say, the thing that was underneath the radar was
so sorry.
What?
So sorry.
so sorry. No, I'm actually gonna look this up now. I'm gonna try and figure out what the hell this was. Dinosaurs versus Aliens by Grant Morrison.
The Grant Morrison thing, yeah. It came out?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Nobody's talking about this. It's already gonna be made into a movie by Barry Sonnenfeld. I started reading it and makes no sense.
I ordered it too.
Beautiful looking.
Yeah.
Of course you ordered it and you didn't get it.
Yeah.
Come on, are you surprised?
Yeah.
Buy your comics, people. Can't get the books with the dinosaurs and the aliens. I had to take it out of your bag and give it to a small boy who needed something with dinosaurs or aliens. I was like, what do I have for you? Dinosaurs and Aliens, the graphic novel from Rich's bag. All right. So, yeah, it came out and it's really insane. It's really weird Grant Morrison stuff. It legitimately is like dinosaurs running around for like half the book, and then like a flying saucer drops in and like makes dinosaur aliens and they fight. It's like really primal with weird like text box narrative. Is
it like Dino Riders?
I wish it was. You ever see that Dino Riders poster, like the promotional thing they always put out? It's like when everyone ever talks about Dino Riders on the internet, they always show this one. It's like the box art. It's
like the battle poster, like the beautifully painted one.
Yeah,
I love it so much. Anybody out there remember Dino Riders?
And if you do, just post pictures of it all over the text room right now. The chat room. The text room. The text box.
I only ever had one Dino Rider. I had like a crappy one.
I had none of them.
I had like the little who's the little guy with the like the balled up, looked like he had a balled up tail.
Yeah.
Like I had the little crappy guy, and that's it. And they were so cool. My friend had every single one of them.
I never had them. All my budget went to finishing off my Ninja Turtles collection and my He-Man collection. And
Tell me about it.
And my like 12th Optimus Prime.
Yeah. X-Men. So good.
And my burgeoning X-Men collection, the really crappy
Toy
Biz.
The straight arm Wolverine.
Colossus was the worst.
Colossus was crappy. Juggernaut with the wheels on his feet were crappy. Yeah. They're all crap.
But Magneto had to remove the helmet, so that was kind of cool.
That was cool. It didn't look like it fit him, but it went on.
And the Nightcrawler was awesome.
Speaking of toys, I really had to like buckle down and not sign up for Mattel's Master of the Universe collection. I really want to get that King Grayskull Man. That's a Grayskull
so
Man. You got it?
Yeah.
The awful one.
Ew.
He had like spark. Like I never understood the thing I never said about that figure.
He actually had magnets on his hands too.
But he had like a button on the back that sparked his chest.
Yeah.
For what? For what reason?
Because he's a magnet. Science. Magnets, metal, electricity.
By the
Science.
way, Sid Vicious is on Big Brother tonight.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No. Wow. His son is on.
Do you produce Big Brother at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Big Brother know about you?
We do Big Brother Rewind.
Big Brother knows all.
There was the King Grayskull, and then there was wasn't there like a merman that you showed me that was like
there's all I mean there's I want a Zodak. I want there's a black Zodak, there's a white Zodak.
What was the black Zodak's name?
It was Zodak originally, but they made him into another. They made like a name like Orion or something like that.
It was like Astrak or something.
Something like that. Yeah. Like and then when they re-released him, they changed his name up.
Yes.
They have these giants, these big gigantic figures now, and like there's Wondar, which is the forgotten Wonder Bread version of He-Man.
Yeah.
They're like the amount of time and effort and like detail into these suckers are so they tickle my fancy.
They're really cool, man. I remember like when I was like 15 or 16, I went through like a phase where like I found all I went to the video store and got all the He-Man VHSs and made like copies of them and was just like so enchanted by it, like watching them again.
They're awesome. Do yourself a favor, guys. If you do have the He-Man bug, DC is actually putting out Master of the Universe comics, and there are one shots that are focusing on an individual character. They are so awesome. They're only digital. They're only on like Comixology and DC Comics. They are so good. The first issue was all about Prince Adam, like before he got the sword.
Hello.
And he's like running around like trying to survive like a Beastman attack.
Sucked.
Yeah. The second issue was Man at Arms, which was awesome.
Always like Man at Arms. Never understood why they didn't give him the mustache
Because they couldn't draw it on him.
on the toy.
They couldn't draw it on. They couldn't figure out the technology to draw a freaking mustache on that rubber face. The newest one was about Cringer Battlecat.
Really?
And it's about like why he's so afraid, and like, you know, it's like done through the narrative like of a cat for the most part. It's amazing. Like the amount of effort they're putting into this is like, wow.
I'll check him out. Is his fear that like he doesn't know what'll happen if he unleashes his true animal? Or he's just big pussy?
His father was like it's like him in a tribe, and he used to have like these prophetic dreams about being like, you know, Battlecat, and his father was like the great warrior, and then his entire family was murdered by like the Black Panthers that one that Skeletor would ride around on, and he was on the run for most of his life, so he was like a big pussy for the most part.
Yeah.
And then he likes the warmth of the castle, and he just hung out there, and then he gets called to action.
Yeah.
It's like really cool done in one thing. It's like.
But I remember when I was a kid, the Battlecat armor was like one of my Battlecat and the armor was one of my favorite toys. He looked so crazy.
Yeah.
And he put the little He-Man on top and like just threw them at like all that stuff. Yeah.
All the vehicles are cool. Like everything.
Yeah.
Like I was very spoiled as a kid. I had Eternia.
Oh man, really?
Yeah, like Eternia was like, it was Snake Mountain, a piece of Castle Grayskull, like whatever Eternia, like weird castle they had in the middle, with a monorail, with a working monorail that went around the whole thing. It was insane. I think it broke within 2 days of playing with it, but it rocked.
That's the problem with all the toys from the 80s were so incredible. You had so many dynamic toys. It broke immediately.
Yeah, I remember one of my earliest memories of like messing up my toys was I was in the Roosevelt Field Mall, the Green Acres Mall, and I'm walking around, and I got it was that crazy Skeletor that had like the dragon that attached to him, and he had huge claws.
The one that sprayed the water.
Yeah, it sprayed water on top of it, and it had like these claws, and I had the He-Man with the caps in it.
Yeah.
And I was walking around, and somehow I lost
Battle Punch He-Man.
Yeah. I lost the dragon thing, and my mom flipped out on me. This is why we can't have nice things. It was traumatizing because that thing was rocking.
Yeah.
I love
cool stuff.
I still have an obsession with skeleton men, so that was like the source of all of it.
I think so. I think that kind of stuck. Like as an adult, you just kind of like put a skull on it.
I was always upset about how much of a pussy he was on the actual show.
Yeah,
he looked so badass in
did.
the figures.
Come on.
I always wanted the Scareglow to be on the show, but he never was.
Yeah, man,
he looked
awesome.
I still have him. I still have that guy.
Scareglow was really cool. There's a lot of dudes that were never on the show that like
almost everybody
that you won't. Yeah, well, they showed up for like kind of like little like bits here and there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite dudes was I think his name was honestly Roboto, and he was in like one episode maybe.
Roboman?
Yeah.
Robo.
We had like the gears.
Robot Man.
And there was another one, Extendor.
Extendor was awesome.
Extendor was great.
Cool
man.
looking knight.
Yeah.
He looked like a jerk when you pulled his head all the way up, but he looked like an awesome knight.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. This is
Fisto
and what's his name? The counterpart, Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes, yeah.
Who had the chop and not the fist.
I gotta pull up He-Man toys now.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, the rest of the show is He-Man.
We're gonna be talking about He-Man for like the rest of this episode, man.
I still have my my Ramrod. Ram-Man.
Ram-Man. I never got Ram-Man, man. Like I always wanted Ram-Man, but like the figure just, I don't know. I feel like I would have lost it. It would have been behind the couch immediately.
He was like the oddly shaped one. I still have a Beast Man with like the feet chewed off.
Yeah.
Oh, Blast Attack, Hordak, Buzz Off.
Hordak was one of my favorite. Oh, Buzz Off was incredible.
Buzz Off was
B-Man.
awesome.
Freaking B-Man.
Clawful, Too Bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know the two and they punched each other off in the head.
I never had Too Bad. I had MODOK though. Not MODOK.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Modulok.
Yeah, I had that in preschool, and I brought it to like preschool one day, and people lost their mind, like because you could do so much with that dude. They had a robot one of that too when the Hordak stuff would come out.
I had him. I forgot his name though.
Remember Dragstore?
No.
He was the guy who had a wheel on his chest.
Yes.
And he had a pull thing.
I had him. He was
cool
awesome.
looking.
Yeah.
He was real cool looking.
You can get that dude like up to some speed too.
Oh yeah, man. He hauled ass.
Yeah. There was like a lot of
Grizzlor was disgusting.
I had to return Grizzlor because I was allergic to him.
There was Grizzlor. There was Moss Man. You were probably allergic to also.
No, I had Moss Man, but Stinkor stunk so bad that my mom ducked him in cologne for a couple of days, and it wasn't the same.
I love Manny Faces.
Manny Face, I never had him. He was incredible.
Puerto Rican name.
Yeah. Who's the spinny guy? Was it like Cyclono?
Yeah. Oh, what was his name?
That guy was cool, man. He had like a radar on his chest.
Ooh, Multibot. Multibot was like the Modulac guy.
Trapjaw.
Trapjaw was awesome. Trapjaw was really cool. He was one of the original figures.
Yeah.
Rio Blast, the cowboy.
I liked Rio Blast because he had missiles coming out of his thighs.
Yes.
Is this
Rotar.
Is this entertaining for you guys? We're just naming characters.
It's going down our list of all.
It's if we sat here and
Slime Pit.
We're like, oh yeah, oh man, look at the memories. What was your favorite He-Man memory, chat room?
Snout Spout, Spikor.
Spikor was great. Webster, I always liked the grappling hook.
Webster was cool looking.
Yeah. Leech, I like Leech.
Yeah, I like Leech. Cyclone.
Yeah,
he was the guy that spun around. He had a little hologram of a radar on his chest, and I thought it can come out of him, and I peeled it off, and it's ruined. I still have that figure. Thunder Punch. Trapjaw looked so cool.
Hordak was always one of my favorites.
I hated Hordak, but I loved all the other dudes.
Yeah,
in it.
The Horde guys. Those guys were cool. You ever had one of those?
Yeah.
You punch them in the chest and they fell apart.
Yeah. I just saw the guy. He's like one of the Hordak's horde or whatever.
Yeah.
They were like gray, looked like a knight, and they just like kind of fell to pieces.
Who's the dude who had the alligator tail?
Whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snake guys are King Khan.
Yeah.
Cobra Khan, where he was like, he looked like he had a green armor and stuff like that on, and you pull him apart, and he's just made of snakes.
Yeah, and there was another one who you pull his head off and you could fill his body with water, and you could spray his head.
That's Cobra Khan.
Yeah.
King Hiss was the other guy.
That's the dude. Yeah. Oh man. Horde Trooper, Rattler. Yeah. Snake Man. The Snake Man did have the best toys.
We're getting responses of these. Oh wow, my take radio's going crazy.
Yeah.
Mantena, Leech. I loved Buzz Off, man. Buzz Off was so cool looking.
Buzz Off was a great figure. They did like those figures were so phenomenal, man. And you know what? Like, and you the same way too, man. You never picked up the new ones when they re-released them.
The new like the remakes?
Like the Four Horsemen ones. Man. Like the really nice looking ones that had like all the joints. Not those Four Horsemen, Andrew.
Yeah, but they're still doing. There's still people behind the Mattel stuff now.
Yeah.
They just brought it to the next level. And now they're. When I was a kid, they ran a contest in Daily News for a kid to design.
Yes.
And they just made it was a guy with a what was his name? Crazy name. And I voted for him. And I was
Snack Attack.
He was like something reporter, like photo reporter, and it was a guy with a camera on his head, and like his chest was like would be the pictures of it. They just made this dude.
Wow.
They just made Jeff Johns' idea for a He-Man figure.
How crazy is that?
It's so cool.
This is like a huge subgenre too in like the collectible market, man. Because there's dudes that like, and we've met guys who were just like, I collect old He-Man figures and new He-Man figures, and like I gotta have them all.
They're expensive now too.
Yo,
you have to join the club,
yeah,
and pay a yearly fee for just to buy this stuff out.
Aren't they like $35 each or $40 each when they come out or something like that?
That's what I'm saying. I was really looking at
What's up, Pat?
I was really like thinking about getting into the I want this King Grayskull man.
Yeah.
Because it looks ridiculous.
This is pretty awesome.
But it's just like the price point of the membership and that is just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You should not be doing this.
We also belong to that kind of category of dudes who still buy toys, on occasion. Like I remember when we used to get Marvel Legends at the store.
Oh, that's
forget
my weakness.
It. Like we would end up with like 2 bags of like just all the Legends, like get them home.
Yeah.
But that's also at the time where like, we were getting a bit of a discount, but those toys retail were like $11-12, right?
Which is absurd for an action figure.
But at this point, they're like $17-18, man.
Yeah.
Like those DC.
If you how old?
No, I'm saying like the Mattel.
Just like recently.
Like we literally went to Toys R Us 2 weeks ago to get a present for for our friend's kid. And like those DC that Mattel also puts out, those DC figures, man, they're like $19 each. And they're like this big. They're like the size of the water bottle.
Yeah.
Regular 6-inch figures. Really awesome. Like they're really cool looking, really great points of articulation. But like to justify spending $19 on one action figure, that's not like
it's insane.
Like a real collectible. You know,
it's better when they package them as the 2-packs and stuff like that. It's, for some reason, it justifies it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But just a regular like 3/4 G.I. Joe style Marvel figure is expensive.
Yeah, they're like, I think those are $12 now.
Yeah.
My whole deal is I'll wait till the conventions to get the action figure stuff out of me, because I'll be getting stuff at like 3 for $20, man.
Yeah, man.
Or like 3 for $15, because like the action figure market has plummeted tremendously. Like these
plastic.
Yeah, like
plastic market.
Like these are, you can always resell the DC figures for some reason. Like a lot of them you can resell in like the Masters of the Universe stuff, but like the DC Direct figures, that they pump out a lot of, they don't go up. They go down in value.
Yeah, they do.
You know?
Yeah, they do. Disgusting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Give me toys. Send us toys.
Send us, if you want to get on a good side, just send us some cool stuff.
We will blow you up on air.
Yeah,
we'll blow you on air.
Oh, hot dog.
Suck your dick.
Man, different show.
Eat your butthole.
There's somebody on the way to your house right now, man, and we're gonna be gone by the time they get here. Please don't chase us down.
Chase us down.
How long do we got left, Andrew?
Plenty time. Another hour.
12 minutes. All right, let's do some books that we haven't touched. We haven't talked about comics.
Oh, you don't want to do fan fiction Friday?
We'll do that next week. We'll do a good one next week.
I got a good one.
We haven't talked books at all. Like
I know we don't talk. Comics.
Last week was Manhattan Projects. Go. It's good. It's really good. Which is funny too, because I talked to our mutual friend Adam, and he was like, I shut it off when he started talking about Manhattan Projects. I'm like, really? Like the part of the show that we actually talked about a comic book.
This is the more enjoyable part of it. People want to laugh and they want to enjoy Rich and Jon.
That's true.
Soak in the banter.
Bask in it. Bask in two grown men yelling He-Man toys names at each other.
This He-Man was cool. That He-Man was even cooler. And check out this dude and this guy in my childhood.
This guy has B-wings. Book of the week. Arguably Hawkeye #1, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard. All right. So, this is by Matt Fraction and David Aja. This is the first, probably. Am I saying it right?
No, he put a picture of the boys up.
Boys.
I think it's David. It's David Aja or Aja, whatever.
Aja.
I think it's Aja.
Say Aja. That sounds more Spanish. This is probably the only time that Hawkeye has been launched successfully.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's been so many chances, and unfortunately, it's with him not in a costume. But whatever, man. It's a great story. It's basically Hawkeye on his day off. He's dealing with his landlord. Dude lives in Brooklyn, I think. The guy says bro a lot, and he's got tracksuits. It sounds ridiculous. It's really good. He saves a dog.
Yeah.
The dog's gonna loses his eye. It's really, the dog stuff is really tough to read.
Yeah.
For me, because that's my weakness.
Yeah.
But it's a really solid book. And I was on Comics Alliance yesterday, and Chris Sims, the genius that he is, gave a great review to it. And the comment section was just heartless. It was just like, Fraction, we're doing that weird, talk and everything. Like, he's making him talk like a human being.
Doing that weird
He's like,
talk.
who says? Because like the opening segment is like him falling out of a building.
He gets hurt.
He gets really hurt.
He's put in the hospital for 6 months.
He's like, I'm fighting robots and laser beams and like shrink juice and like,
Yeah.
it's like Hawkeye would never say shrink juice.
Yeah.
And like he's a regular dude.
He's a carny.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is they're really pushing the fact that it's a regular. He's the regular guy on, the team. He's hanging out on like having like Brooklyn barbecues on a rooftop.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's really it's gorgeous looking. And it reminded me immediately of the relaunch of Daredevil under Mark Waid.
Yeah.
It's in that same type of, theme of...
very down to earth.
Yeah, very much so. Dude, the book rocked.
I
count how many times I say bro in this book. It's amazing.
It's really... Yeah, he, the cool thing for me was that it actually shows him that it's a one awesome page. It's like a one page splash page of him falling off a roof, shooting an arrow, but then him landing on a car. He's in traction for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and he's just like, well, the Avengers HMO will cover it. And like he destroys his wheelchair. Immediately takes a cab home and just like he's trying to live like a regular guy, man. Like
I live.
the fact that they're making a Hawkeye, a superhero book about this guy in his off days is tremendous.
Yeah, it's a really great concept. They're bringing in what's her face, Kate. What's Lady Hawkeye's name?
I forgot her name.
Whatever. They're bringing the girl from Young Avengers, the other Hawkeye, as her partner. They have this dog with one eye now because the dog was horribly beaten hit by a car.
Named
Arrow.
That was a cool little bit.
Yeah, he's going to change the dog's name.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That was my selling point because I read it last night and my girlfriend was like, at the end, I was like, wow. Awesome.
Yo, wow.
Awesome first issue. And she's like, oh, what are you wowing about? I'm like, Hawkeye #1. She's like, I was like, you want to read it? Like, I don't think so. He saves a dog in it. All right, I'll give it a shot. Yeah. Huge selling point.
People out there, dudettes, read this book. It's really it's one of those things that people are gonna be talking about for quite some time.
Yeah.
It's something that a non-comic book reader can really pick up on. It's a really great New York style, down to earth, gritty book. Not even gritty. It's a really a slice of life book.
Yeah, it is. It really is a slice of life book. And it rounds out the Hawkeye character because he's been very two dimensional for the past God knows how long.
And they don't have him in the crappy new costume. They keep him in like regular street clothes for the most part.
Yeah, he was only in a new costume in the first page.
Yeah.
And you know what? I really appreciate that. I don't care. the three worst chat rooms on Earth are wrestling chat rooms, Blabbermouth, which is that metal website, that chat room, and not chat room, forums, I should say, and any comic book forum.
Oh God.
That you go on because it's like
it's infuriating.
You'll see some of the most despicable comments like with anything, man. And it's like every dude who writes in comic book forums are also dudes who are like, I can do this better.
Well, the thing about usually on Comics Alliance, they're really like educated and smart. Yes. It's very complimentary, which is a big thing that's not in this. In like you go on Bleeding Cool Comic Book Resource, it's just like the snarkiest snark. It's like no matter what, it could be a comic book about all the greatest stuff you've ever wanted in a comic book, and someone's like this. Again?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they did. Roger Stern did that.
Roger
Superman.
Stern. John Byrne did this so much better in Next Men.
Jim Starlin showed up at my house and he peed out a script.
Jim Aparo is still the greatest artist of all time.
Sure, you get that. That guy exists. That guy exists, and it's not one. Like that
There's
guy.
A lot of them.
That guy's multiples. Of that
I like Jim Aparo too, but. Relax.
Listen, buddy.
Take it easy.
But there's like occasions too where like you'll point the nerd finger up and kind of like put it down. You know,
put that down.
Never mind. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get into this.
Well, when we worked at the store and everything, we had to do that a lot. You know, he's like, do I want to incense this anymore?
No, definitely.
Like,
I
want to encourage a psychopath who's not left his house in a long time?
I think we were good about it not getting volatile because there's that passion of a dude who hates his job, shows up at the comic store on Wednesday and just like he chills out for about 25 minutes and gets it out of his system.
Yeah,
you know.
But exactly. It's it's just like letting the steam out for a bit.
I never. It's the only job I've ever had where somebody would slam open the door and be like, you know what I want to talk to you about that happened last week in this comic book. You know what I want to talk about? I want to ask you guys about this. And it was like every other dude who came in. Like, all right, what is it this time? He's like, Spider-Man in the movie has organic webbing, but in the comic he has web shooters.
You know what the problem is that when Herb Trimp did the Hulk, he had the best hair. You know, he's not supposed to have a part in his hair.
Oh my God. Yeah. The Herb Trimp comment. It exists, man. And those dudes are on the forums. Like, they're
on all the forums.
If we had a forum, I'm sure it would get like real like nasty.
Oh God.
Yeah.
We should start a forum. We should start a Comic Unleashed.
Behind the counter of the forum.
And you get screamed at by an old black mammy after a while.
It'd be great. Just like the character moderator who's
like, relax.
That's the gift. The mammy gif.
We got more time. What else did we read this week?
What else was really awesome this week?
Daredevil was awesome this week.
We have to talk about AVX though.
Yeah,
because it's essential to the Marvel canon at this point.
Yeah. What happened? I mean, basically the Avengers are losing like crazy in every single issue. It's a lot of the same stuff in the last few issues. I think this was an issue that I really felt was they didn't really need this much. This is stuff they could have covered in the crossovers and stuff like that. But this had a ridiculous fight with basically they go to the Avengers go to rescue somebody.
They go to rescue Thor, who got thrown into a volcano.
Yeah,
That was a bit of hell that Magic raised.
Yeah, Magic has a piece of limbo inside of a volcano, and it was a really gross bit about because basically the Phoenix Four, there used to be 5, Namor got kicked out, and his power of the Phoenix got pushed over to the rest of the folks. And they've been like, curing world hunger and stopping wars and making uninhabitable places habitable. And they're going to the cave, and Colossus, there's like all these washed up whales, and they have crab legs. And like Magic's like, what the hell is this? And Colossus is like, I wanted to give them, legs, but I forgot they don't breathe in land. Can you help me make more whales when we're done with this? And I'm like, oh, these guys are messed up. These are not good guys.
They've also become super bipolar.
Yeah,
like,
they're really terrible. Emma is going around murdering weirdos, like people who have like flew their planes into like newly activated mutants.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But so they go to rescue Thor. And the Avengers are fighting along and fighting against all these demons, and Magic and Colossus show up, and Spider-Man does this great hero moment where he's like, everyone get out of here, I'll take care of these guys, and they beat the shit out of them. There's that one panel I was gonna try and scan it in, but I didn't have time. Of Colossus' fist going into Spidey's mask, and it looks like he's pulp.
Yeah,
and he's like, my face is broken, my face is broken, my face is broken.
Yeah. And he's like, there goes my spine. He's like, steps on him, and then like, because the whole dynamic was awesome. With, like in the beginning, he's like, Hope is like, Spider-Man's training Hope at this point, and she's like, how am I gonna do this? Like, how am I gonna repeat this? He's like, listen, everybody steps up. On occasion, if you're an Avenger, you'll know when a Cap, an Iron Man, and a Thor aren't enough. Like, when it's your moment. And he had that moment in the cave where he was like, "Everybody get out! Like, let me do my Spidey thing." And he gets the crap beat out of him, and then he like verbally.
I thought they were gonna kill him.
Yeah, me too.
I thought they were gonna kill a guy.
And he verbally sets Colossus and Magic against each other, and they both knock each other out.
Yeah, I mean, he basically encourages the two of them because he says like, "Oh, Namor died. Namor got beat up, and he lost his Phoenix power. Why don't you guys do it? Because one of you are going to become more powerful."
Yeah.
So they both basically knock each other out. They lose their Phoenix Force, and now it's gone over to Cyclops, who shows up as a gigantic flaming bird. Who
apparently, the Avengers are hidden in Kunlun, the mythical city where Iron Fist trained. And they hear a noise, and all of a sudden, Iron Fist is like, "That's the sound of somebody ripping through a dimension," and it's like a super powerful. Like he could do that now, And like Cyclops is like, "You got to come with me."
He's got to die by the end of the story.
I don't think so, man. I don't think he's gonna die. I think
Emma.
I think Emma's gonna die. I think Cyclops is gonna come to his senses.
I think he's gonna be in jail or something after this because there's got to be major repercussions for what he's done because he really has become everything that he's hated.
Mm-hmm. Did you become Magneto?
Yeah, and Magneto's like, great job. Every issue's like, yes. Taught you so well. And you have also Professor X fighting alongside them.
Yep.
I don't know what they kind of show. It almost like seemed by the end of the story that they like Emma's out of the picture.
Yeah.
By the end, it looks like Cyclops has all the power. So possibly in like Uncanny or something in the coming weeks, we're gonna see what happened to her.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they didn't show it in the book.
Yeah. So it's down to 2. It's down to Cyclops and Emma, and it's gonna be a head-to-head. I think
they learned that the Phoenix Force is never going to do anything but horrible things.
Mm-hmm. I think Emma's going to die, and he's going to have like 2 chicks that he lost to the Phoenix Force. Or
that's a good. That's what I was thinking of too.
Yeah. Or that Cyclops is going to turn into Jean Grey.
I think Emma. Yeah, that'd be awesome and weird. Boobs.
You're saying?
I think Emma is like she's reached her kind of plateau of her like story arc with Scott at this point.
With everything too,
especially what it is also with all the stuff they're pushing for, the Marvel Now relaunch and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Not really relaunch, but there's no Cyclops for the most part.
Right.
There's no Emma for the most part either, or Colossus, or Magic, or I guess they're purposely hiding those characters. The only one we see really is Wolverine.
We're also in store for a return of the Illuminati.
Yeah,
which is coming back.
Yeah, not the Nas version, but actually legitimate Illuminati, which is going to be really cool. I think it's the next New Avengers issue.
Yeah,
doing.
Yeah.
That should be awesome.
And also, if you guys want to see an interesting weird date, I think in the last Wolverine and the X-Men, Colossus shows up to take Kitty out.
That's weird.
On like a dinner, and he became like the rapiest. Like come with me. Come with me.
They've really put that dude to the ringer.
Yeah.
He has become such a friggin' creep.
But they can't kill him again at this point. Like they have to redeem him, man, because like they brought him back, put him through the ringer again. I think he's gonna lose the gem. I think he's gonna go back to being regular old Colossus.
Yeah, well, I like that they did the Juggernaut stuff with him, but I'm pretty sure in Thunderbolts, Juggernaut's coming back. So I think during this process, because they even addressed the Juggernaut stuff, like I'm Phoenix now, I don't need this power anymore. He's like, no, I like it. I like what you're doing.
Can't beat me. I'm a demon. I'm a demon with a weird wang head.
Yeah, he looks like gross. What was his name? Who drew Gross Mephisto? Like the wormy Mephisto version, like in the Ghost Rider Punisher.
Mark Texeira.
Yeah, the girl's like, get the long nipple. Like, remember Mephisto? He was like a guy in a bi stocking. No,
it's like, I'm disgusting. I'm a disgusting devil. I think that's it, right, Andrew?
That's it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in with us. We hope you enjoyed this episode, like all the episodes. Thank you very much. I'm your host, Rich Stambolin.
Opa!
Good night. Good night.